For this week's Grab and Go video from the Welland Public Library, we'll be making paper lanterns. For this craft, you will need a piece of black construction paper, 8 pieces of tissue paper, a ruler, scissors, a hole punch, and ribbon. You also want a pencil, tape, and a glue stick. Let's get started. First, you'll want to take your black construction paper and measure it into 10-inch wide strips and cut it. Discard your extra scrap of paper and move 4 pieces of paper aside for later use. Place 2 strips of paper side by side, overlapping slightly. Repeat this 2 more times and tape them all in place. Use a ruler to make sure they're lined up evenly and place your last 4 strips an equal distance apart from one another and tape them in place. Next, you'll want to use your glue stick to glue down the tissue paper squares. Make sure they're laying nice and flat and leave them to dry before continuing on to the next step. Once the glue is dry, fold over one side of your lantern to create a cylinder and tape it into place on the inside. This step can be a little bit tricky, so take your time. Add as much tape as you need, or a staple or 2 to hold it in place. Once you're done, the body of your lantern should look like this. Next, get a parent's help punching a hole into either side of the top of your lantern. Lastly, you'll want to feed your ribbon through the holes on either side of your lantern and tie a knot on each side to secure them in place. This will create the handle for your lantern. And now you've made your very own paper lantern. They look great in the sunlight, or with a battery-operated tea light inside. I hope you enjoyed this week's craft, and tune in next week for another Grab and Go video from the Welland Public Library.